Hello, friends. Here we are again to talk about anything under the sun. I'm Merynn.
And I'm Isabelle. And we are just two seeds. Whoops, I forgot we had the mic.
Yep.
How are
What do you-
you?
I don't know if you noticed, but my voice is kind of different today because I've been feeling under the weather. It's too hot here in the
Hmm.
Philippines. I think a lot of people are also getting sick because of the hot weather. So don't forget to hydrate and dress if you can. And yeah, try to stay cool.
I keep seeing sa family group chat the weather forecasts. And then they send na school's canceled, ganon. So please take care, guys.
Schools are transitioning to online classes again because of the weather.
I
And
know,
I
who would
also
have known?
saw, yeah, and I also saw an article about like it being or us, the whole world transitioning to an uninhabitable place.
Oh
Yeah,
my.
because of the heat, especially in Southeast Asia daw, gano'n. Yeah, but I didn't really read the whole article. So, if you're interested, go ahead and just search it up.
That's horrible. So it's not just in the Philippines na mainit.
Mm. Apparently, it's really a consequence of, or like it's really part of global warming.
Global warming. Guys,
Mm.
what are we doing? I also saw the lots of whales, thousands of whales going to shore. Did you see that video? And it's also a consequence of global warming, or others are saying military ships. So, like, what are humans doing? Oh gosh. But how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling better, feeling good now. It's just that my voice hasn't come back to normal, but I'm okay.
Okay,
How
good.
about you? How do you feel?
I was also sick. So funny, no? Our seasons. Here it's been raining and sometimes it gets cold. Right now it's a bit cold. But I think I just got this, like it was an allergy type, because it just came all of a sudden last week, and then yeah, I was just had a bad sore throat, and it was so itchy. So parang a Claritin really helped. Tapos now I'm okay. I'm just trying to get rid of some of the mucus. TMI.
Same.
Yeah, we're gonna get through this. But yeah, I feel pretty good, honestly. Um, yeah, this is quite a serious topic we're getting into today.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we don't do the thing that we're talking about today in this episode. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Yeah, right? I don't. If
I
anything, I
will
don't want to do that.
confirm. I will confirm nor deny if I also practice this
Mm,
later. After reading
okay.
the articles that you included in our outline, I just realized that it's not really what I'm doing. More of that later.
Wow. Interesting. Okay, I want to hear more about that. But okay, I guess to start, are you scared of the future, Marin? Yeah, I just want
Oh,
to start it off kind of hot. It's a hard question.
first question is about the future already.
Yeah, are you
Um,
scared of the future?
yes, a definite yes for me. Like, why wouldn't I be scared of uncertainty or like something that I'm not particularly sure of, like how the future would look? Something in the context of that. So yeah, I'm scared. Kind of scared of the future.
Hmm.
What, what about you?
I don't know if I'm scared of it. Remember when we talked about mystery?
Oh yeah.
Remember?
Isabelle loves mystery.
Oh my gosh, that's such a weird statement, but okay. Yeah, I don't know if I'm scared about it. There's definitely uncertainty,
Mm-hmm.
but um, maybe we just kind of try to live through it. But I want to ask, like, what worries you most about the future? Is there a specific thing?
Well, because uncertainty is really part of life, right? So
Mm-hmm.
in a way, it's something that we have to live with, and it's something that I have to face. But to answer the question, I don't really know anything, or like I can't answer any specific. I don't have any specific answer as to why I'm scared of the future. So there's no certain answer to the question, but there is also a question that comes to mind. It's, what if it does not work? I think that's why I'm scared of the future. The question that comes to mind is, what if it does not work? Kasi you're aware of your capabilities naman din. You're aware of like where you are at the moment, and you probably know what you want in for the future. And I guess there will always be doubts and fear, especially when you're jumping into the unknown.
Mm,
Somehow unknown pa din naman talaga yung future. We're not certain kung yung plans ba natin will be the future.
yeah,
So, ayun. So sometimes some people would say, we make our own path for the future. Where sometimes the path that we choose is not really the easy path, or maybe that's not the right path. Kaya ang daming troubles before you reach the future. Grabe,
that
parang
makes
ang
so much
daming
sense.
ang daming idiom. So I
Uh,
guess yon. That's why there's also fear kung kakayanin mo ba if you don't choose the right path, or if kakayanin mo ba yung troubles or struggles while arriving there. And
mm,
I think all of this fear or worry comes from experience then, the
yeah,
reality versus expectation.
totoo
Cause
yan.
when we were in high school or like grade school, when like someone asks you, what do you want to be in 10 years? Parang sobrang certain natin to say a profession. Oh, I want to be a doctor, want to be a teacher, and a certain profession that we want to be. And then then when it comes to college, choosing a course, hindi din ganun ka-easy na, oh, I want this course and I want to be in this school. Pero not everyone has that chance to be in that course and be in that school as well. So I guess that's what I mean by reality versus expectation
Expectation.
versus reality. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So kahit dineclare mo na yung gusto mong path before college, it could change. And as you grow older, ang daming factors pala na dapat i-consider. And ayun, you'll realize na life is not easy. So,
Mm,
yeah. I guess it's also because it's something that we cannot control. It's part of the uncertainty.
mm-hmm.
And it's my future. So somehow I want to be in control of it. But that's not like 100% true. And I see myself as this and that in the future. But um, in reality, there's only much that we can control. So there's only much that we can also do. And yeah, I guess the realization here is, um We just have to let go of what we can control and let life play.
Mhm.
Yun, kaya that's let go of the worry if you can't control the future. Yeah.
I think that's the most you can do. Oh, my
Yeah.
camera. Hold up. You made a good point there about parang the thing that you know you're gonna do and the uncertainty of whether or not it will work out. That's the scary part.
Mhm.
Um, it's not just, oh, I don't know what will happen. It's more of, I had this plan, and what if I can't reach it, or what if it fails? Nga, or what if,
Mm.
ayun, yung reality, your reality is just gets the best part of it. Siguro that's a scary thing. Um, I'm the type that, like, ever since I was little, I'm not sure if I really had like a dream na parang I need to or I really want to be this person.
Mm.
Um, yeah. Well, there's that I wanting to be a mom, but it's just the just the thought that that's just there. But as I was listening to you and wondering na parang am I scared or am I not scared or do I just avoid things or do I avoid circumstances or thoughts that'll put me in a place that can make me scared. Does that make sense?
Mm. Yeah.
Which
I
is so
understand.
avoidant. It's so avoidant of me, and it's also my attachment style. But but I mean, when I was listening to you, I was like, whoa, there's so much stuff connected to this pala. Um, but yeah, it's like, yeah, I'm the type that oh, I'll just take it a step at a time, and then I really don't want to be in a situation where matatakot ako or yeah, I have just something na there is. Do
Mm.
I do that? I'm not sure. But yeah, I think I'm that type. Yeah, I don't like to worry and I don't like to stress. Remember when I asked you, is there ever a time that you're not stressed, Meryn? And you're like, I'm always stressed. And then I was thinking about that for a few days and I was like, yeah, I'm the type who really doesn't like being stressed. Like I don't like those parang intense feelings. It's just so funny realizing
No, but
this.
mm. Yeah.
That's all I was saying.
No, but if it keeps you going, like, isn't it like, isn't it the healthier way to deal with life if you like lessen your worries and just deal with the present?
I hope
You
so.
see, like, there's like or like there are many different people in the world, and you can be looking at the future like Isabelle or looking at the future like me.
But you're a planner. You're a planner. That's one. Yeah.
Yeah,
So you see the stuff like, okay, ito yung ano ko, plano ko. Ganun. Versus a non-planner. I don't know if they should be more scared actually. Ano mo yun? Oh my gosh. Makes
but if
sense.
it works, diba? Like, what works
Yeah,
for you?
whatever works. Tama yan, tama yan. Oo. What worries me most about the future? Yeah. Yeah, my conclusion is I don't like putting myself in situations na it's really that what you said, what you got to pinpoint na if it doesn't work out talaga. Yun yun.
Mm. Or
Yeah.
being ma-disappoint ka sa sarili mo.
That's the word.
That's a scary part. Yep.
It's hard. It's painful too. It's always painful.
That's it. Uh, yeah.
How
We're
much do you
gonna
think
die.
about this? Did you say we're
Which
gonna
one?
die?
Huh? No!
What did you what did you say?
Sabi ko, hindi ko nadadagdagan.
Ah. What are you gonna
Well,
what
the
are you
future
gonna do?
is um Yung common naman sa future is we're all gonna die.
Yeah, that's certain. Ayun, certain yun.
Yeah.
Tama naman.
Oh, yun lang.
How much do you find yourself thinking about this? Oh, first of all, why are we
Mm.
talking about this?
A friend of yours suggested the topic.
All right. Oh my gosh, this whole time I was like, Meryn wants to talk about
I wanted to talk about the future. It was already in our list. And then a
Yes.
friend of yours suggested a topic, and I was like, and we thought that it would go well with the future, or like
Yeah.
talking about the future.
Yes. A friend of mine was kind of got to realize um do we say it na? Guys, we're talking about rumination. Kita niyo naman sa title. But I mean, yeah, parang my friend got to identify what they were going through, which is rumination, or in other words, spiraling. Do you spiral, Meryn?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
me
the
too.
what is it? If our podcast is not named Just Two Seeds, it would have been Spiral.
Yeah. I was gonna share information that we're not supposed to share. You know,
I was about to.
Ah, oopsies. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna this podcast from is the baby of spiraling, basically.
Yeah, but we just want to clarify what we mean by ruminate, because there's a rumination disorder under DSM-5, and it's under feeding and eating disorder. So that's not what we're talking about. We are talking about, Isabel can explain this part because she read about it.
Oh, yeah, I just researched about it because of this topic. It, no, but we were actually talking about it in class nung January. Pero mabilis lang. But basically rumination is it's a tendency or here I got this from NCBI. It says rumination is focusing your attention on your distress and its possible causes and consequences. So the causes and consequences of your distress, mostly focusing on negative content about past and present, resulting in more emotional distress about the future or what hasn't happened yet or not yet. So parang you're already distressed about a certain situation. Tapos you're gonna think about the causes of that path and the consequences, and you're gonna think about the past and everything that affected it, which will just cause you more stress about the future. And it's the key really is the focus on negative content or negative automatic thoughts. Do you agree with that, Meryn?
Parang
Like,
pessimistic.
mm, like you're spiraling in a pessimistic kind of lens or negative lens.
I kind of read about the article that you sent. Tapos yung part dun is that they differentiated rumination and worry. And that's what I was talking about kanina. That I realized I'm not ruminating, if that's a word.
Mm,
I'm
it is.
worrying because based from the same article in NCBI, and this is research, or like the definition. No. Difference between rumination and worry by Nolan Hoeksema et
Mm,
al. So rumination and worry are different but overlapping psychological constructs. But rumination is focused on the past and the present, and it's anchored around the sustained processing of negative material, while worry is focused on the future, anchored about the sustained processing of uncertainty. So,
So that's what you
yun.
meant. So
Yeah.
what you're saying is you don't really think about past, like the, oh, this is what caused it, this is what caused it, and this is what I did, that's why I'm here now. You're more of, you're worrying about the future.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Was this today or this week that you realized that?
Last night
Last night? So fresh. Love it.
when I read the article. What about you? Do you ruminate?
I think I do. Um, most I realized that na it's happening recently, even before reading about this. But what you did is really good, and even for our listeners, I think it's good to differentiate nga if you're ruminating or you're worrying, because they
Mhm.
are two different things, and I think they can affect us in different ways as well. And we can, yeah, we'll talk about how we can deal with them later on. But I don't know if it's because I was a bit sick, or parang I was doing less things.
Mm.
That what caused me to ruminate. Um, yeah, I'm the type that, like, if we define ourselves as critical beings, I'm the type that really looks in the past and goes like, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? And then goes into parang the spiral of blaming myself about even being stressed. And then even that stress affects my work, ganon, or affects my energy. You're like, this happened, kaya you don't have energy now, ganon. So yeah, um, yeah, it's a cycle of negative thinking. And I remember my prof last month. In the start of every class, she makes us state one happy thing that happened to us through the week. Kasi
Mm.
our brains daw are so wired to focus on the negative. Ganun. So, yeah, I think I relate to that. Na my brain can go there a lot, like to the
Yeah.
negatives. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with that na our brains tend to go talaga sa negative emotions or negative thoughts.
Mm.
Just like worrying, 'di ba? Negative din naman. And the negative
Yes,
thoughts also affects us negatively.
it does.
And nawala yung train of thoughts ko.
Choo choo, wait, don't go.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll come back.
Oh,
Maybe it'll come.
okay. So yung like the practice that you do with your professor, 'di ba like some people really do it, yung gratitude journals.
I think that is good. That helps. Parang need
Like
talaga ng distraction yung mind eh.
mas positive din yung outlook mo throughout the day and mas magiging positive yung feeling and positive yung day mo.
Hmm. Do you do that?
Yun, hindi. We should.
Oh,
We should do
we
that.
should do. Yeah, we should do that. I think it'll help. Alam mo yun, parang we know what to do naman eh. Why don't we do it? It's okay, guys. It's okay. I don't want to put more pressure on you. I know life is pressuring. Just,
But wait, do you think like work and class should start at a later time so that we have all those time to start the day?
mm, it shouldn't start at 7 a.m., but I think it should start somewhere in the morning.
Like 9.
Yeah, 9.
Kasi 'di ba if you run in the morning, the neurotransmitters like sends signals to your brain tas more positive emotions na din. Tas samahan
Hmm.
mo pa if you're gonna do like a gratitude journal. Diba? Like super energetic mo na sa work.
Grabe, yeah. You're gonna be so powerful. Yeah.
More
Sometimes I think,
productive.
yeah. Sometimes I think about, if our mental health was so healthy, wonder how powerful we would be.
Diba?
But it makes sense. But we know what to do. Um, yeah. Well, my reason, uh, I think about yung mga, for example, back home, mga high school, grade school, di ba they start school so early? Parang 7
Like
AM, ganun.
7 as a classroom. So what time do they wake up?
Oo. Tapos what time do they sleep pa? So, yeah. And the reason why I say morning pa rin, that's my worrying mind because part of why we worry or part of why we ruminate based on what I read is you have something that you need to do. So if you're constantly worrying about that, syempre you wanna get it done na. Ganun. That's why I said morning so that at least wag naman night classes.
Yeah.
Cause it's like I don't know. But I would be stressing about that like through the day.
Parang we need the sun. We need the
Yeah.
power of the sun
I
to
agree
work.
with that so much. Yes. And yeah, I can attest to that.
Oh,
But
and by the way, just to clarify, like it's not a practice. Ruminating is not a practice. Or like it's not I don't do it as often as I worry, but I do think about the past or like what I should have done or like what has happened before as well. But I don't focus on that. But I thought about it. But after thinking about it, I'm done. I'm done thinking about it. I just worry about the future instead.
how do you how do you know you're done?
I guess I know I'm done when I come to the realization na can't really do anything about it anymore.
Mm,
That's when it's done.
I'm gonna cough.
I did not hear your cough.
I muted it.
Okay.
Grabe
akala
naman.
ko, akala ko galing ng mic natin eh.
One day. Wait, I had something what you were saying. Mm, parang when you can't do anything about it anymore. That's solid acceptance and self-awareness. But just to name a few more examples of rumination, for those listening, yeah, there's like no focus on solutions. I think a part of getting to a solution is when you realize or when you have a good view of what you've already done. Another thing is focusing on how there is no solution, which leads you to feeling stuck. And then, according to a cognitive behavioral therapist named Barbara Heffernan, common themes of rumination include blame towards yourself, like why didn't you do this or that? It's all your fault. So I think there's guilt with that, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Blaming yourself.
Yeah,
Guilt.
but it's got to do with a lot of control because you think that you were in control, and the fact that parang why didn't you do this or that, my guilt after. Another thing is the thought that it's not fair, should have been like this, should have been like that. And then there's also rumination about past relationships, a past event, or just really focusing on a current negative mood. I'm so angry, I'm so bitter, I'm so sad, and I just can't get out of it. And then the key words daw are over and over and over. Parang nagsaspiral talaga. So that's what
Repeated.
ruminating looks like. Yes. Did I ask you this?
Well,
Y- Yung if you think every human being ruminates.
no, you haven't asked me, but Yeah, I guess people ruminate, 'di ba? Like, how can they not?
When my friend was telling me that he finally identified na what he does is ruminating. Um, you know when you're that friend who, I mean, you know how you don't want to be that friend who belittles what your friend is going through. Like
Oh,
you definitely don't want to say, um, everyone ruminates, but I kind of did because I was just thinking about it. Does everybody ruminate? And then, well, based on this cognitive behavioral therapist, our brains are naturally wired to ruminate because of negativity bias and survival focused. I'm not sure what she meant there. Well, the
survival.
negativity bias is yung natural tendency for us to think negative
Mm.
thoughts, right? Survival instinct.
Survival is, I think, thinking of reasons as to why that happened or like the event happened.
Oh, because we need a reason. We're meaning making
Yeah,
people. And studies show how our brain's natural inclination is to ruminate. But you want to deliver the good news?
but we can rewire our brains.
It's amazing. Guys, we have hope.
Yeah, we just really have to be aware when the ruminating starts.
Do you know when it starts for you?
I haven't been that conscious about it, but I'll get back to you if that happens.
Yeah, me too. I, oh, we have an answer for that. I think I do. Um, but kind of while thinking about it, I was wondering if the answer is really to avoid. Because when you avoid it, you're more prone to kind of like your brain says, "Oh, you're avoiding this because it's a big deal." Like
Mm.
it's just gonna continue to be a big deal.
Different context kasi worrying pa din yung pumapasok
Yes.
sa isip ko. But like I worry about the future and it's a big thing. It will always be a big thing.
Yes.
You
Exactly.
don't worry about something that's not significant to you.
Mm.
So I guess there is significance. That's why you ruminate and you think about it over and over again because you wanted it so badly or you wanted a specific result but you didn't get it. I guess that's part
The
of it,
yeah.
the significance of that
Mm.
event. I guess now
Acceptance.
we can say rumination is a phenomena.
Okay, so like if we're not trying to avoid the thing that gets us to ruminate, yeah, how do we stop ruminating mismo or worrying mismo? I think worrying is just as important to talk about. 'Cause
Because it could,
everybody does this.
yes, and it could lead to distress. Worrying can lead to anxiety.
How do you stop worrying, Meryn?
I don't know. How do we stop this?
Guys, everything we're sharing, that's that's what's the word?
We're
That's
learning with you.
yeah. We're learning with you. And parang everything we're searching that's kind of substantial. We're getting it from expert sources. Okay?
Yeah, if you need to read the whole article, send us a message.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, we'll share it with you. Um,
So how do we stop it?
I watched this video. It's called. It's titled "Breaking the Wall of Ruminative Anxious Thoughts." Um, and parang their main thing was about interrupting the thought. Do you try to distract yourself when you worry? Or are you able to parang reach that point of, okay, done? Oh, that's a way of distracting it. Interrupting it, sorry.
Not really. Sometimes when I worry, I feel like I'm being rational. Pero I guess you have to be conscious kung hanggang saan kasi sometimes it really causes anxiety na that you're not thinking about solutions. Like sometimes you're worrying and you think about possible outcomes and how you can deal with the outcomes, and that could be a good thing. But sometimes you think about the possible outcomes, whether that's positive or negative, and then it just causes anxiety to the point that it's all fear and you just don't want to do it anymore. So I
Mm.
guess that's why it's important to know when to interrupt the thought. I guess this is something that you can practice, or you'll know when to interrupt or how to interrupt.
Siguro there's a difference between thinking or problem solving and being anxious or worrying in general or ruminating. Um, when you said practicing and when to interrupt it, I feel like at some point our um parang ceiling of what our minds can take, it's like a muscle, ganun.
Mm.
So when we go above what our minds can take, it's important to be aware of that. Another thing that was in the video was this concept of disrupting the emotional thought. Studies have shown that 3 minutes of distraction is enough, according to cognitive behavioral therapy. I can give like a personal example about that. Um, like I remember this time. No, it was just actually just last year. Nah, yeah, I just find myself ruminating a lot, and then just a simple message from a friend, ganun, or I don't know how healthy this is to recommend, but but like a TikTok or like the funny stuff that a friend sends, ganun. I'm gonna lead people to like scroll through TikTok.
Wait,
It's just an example. Wait ka lang guys. Wait. But just that simple exercise na 3 minutes of a distraction is enough. As I read this though, and as I think about this, what's a healthy distraction? Laughing with a friend is healthy distraction, but maybe doom scrolling's not, right? Okay.
I was about to ask, like, was your interruption only 3 minutes?
Hey, do we have to stick to three? No, it wasn't. In this study, they used
Mm.
parang an activity, ganun. Parang a game. Like, hey, solve this problem to interrupt the negative thought. Um, yeah. I don't know. I'll be thinking about 3 minute activities, sure. But just not in this episode.
Definitely don't open your TikTok.
Oh, there. Merynn said it, guys. Why is that?
Because I
Maybe I
was
need to
about
hear
to
it.
say, like, how I can't think of a specific moment that I, or like a specific activity that I interrupted my thoughts. But I think it's really TikTok. That's why we
Oh.
doom scroll. Yeah. Hmm.
I attended this leadership thing though, and then some people put TikTok in their rest and relaxation, and then the leaders
Mm.
was like, the speakers were like, sometimes like in this day and age, if that works for you, then make it part of put that in your activity list. It's like, hmm, everything is so um what's the word na parang it lagi na lang nagde-depend sa situation. Everything is so
Situational.
yeah, there's another word for that too. Anyway, I was thinking cooking.
Hmm. Could be. Walking
Yeah. Does it? Does it
or
help you? Yeah, actually, kasi you're doing something else. Like even
you're
though it's still there,
moving.
moving, tama, tama.
What else? Oh, and if your answer is also TikTok, I hope maganda yung FYP nyo.
Tama.
So follow us on TikTok. Shameless plug.
That's so true, guys. Come on, if you want good content, I mean wholesome at least. We're learning. Okay, we're learning. But so wholesome content. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram.
Yep.
Good one,
At
Merynn.
just two seeds. What
Talking to a
else?
friend.
Yeah. Talk to someone.
Talk to someone who won't make you ruminate more.
Or like find a new hobby. Hobby. Not husband.
Oh, I thought you meant hobby. And you said new pa. I was like, huh?
Oh,
Bruh.
pausado ka ulit.
Yun pala yung solution. So funny.
Or if you have a pet, really good way to interrupt the thought.
Yes. There's studies about that too. Research studies. Um, I remember, well, back home, I have 3 dogs. Tapos, pag nag-ruminate ako or even when I'm stressed with schoolwork,
Hmm.
and then the, I think about friends who don't have dogs. And I'm like wondering, how do you live? Pets
Meron
are
ba akong
so,
friends?
no lang dog, no lang pet.
Mm-mm. We have a study about pets bereavement
Huh?
and its
Pets?
effect. Bereavement, yung namatay yung dog,
Oh,
and its effect on people during, yeah, and its effect on people.
interesting. Yeah, kasi may attachment talaga.
Mm-mm. And the
Mm.
grief, the grieving process.
Parang I remember that research, ah.
Did you answer? I think
Yes,
you
I
did.
did. I did, yes.
Okay, so there are more steps to stop the ruminating thoughts.
Yeah.
It is from the same video.
No, same cognitive behavioral the therapist.
Okay, so I'll just read the 5 steps.
Okay.
First is recognize when you are ruminating and fully accept that it is not helpful. Ask yourself, will thinking about this over and over and over again help me? The answer is no.
No.
Okay, so the next step is label the thinking pattern rumination. Tell yourself out loud, this is rumination. This will interrupt the rumination. Continually interrupt the pattern of rumination. See, that's a simple way pala.
Labeling it.
Yeah, and telling yourself na this is rumination. Third step,
Mhm.
if there is actually a problem here that needs to be worked out, schedule time to do it. Set an appointment to plan and to problem solve.
That makes sense, no? Kasi, like, when you're always thinking, spiraling, that won't lead you anywhere. So, I guess setting a time to actually find the solution really help.
And at least now you're already like planning and solving the problem instead of just thinking about the problem over and over again.
Yeah, that's true.
And next is recognize how rumination is all about the self. If you get stuck in this self focused thought, the me loop, it can get very painful. Know that the hyper state of focusing on me makes you ruminate, focus outward. And next, and the last step is use research based interventions. What are research based interventions? First is healthy self disclosure to a supportive person who helps you stop ruminating. Next is mindfulness, meditation, grounding, bringing your attention into the present moment. And third, ask for help. Ask for professional help if you need some.
Or it's, you know what, it's never too early to ask for help even.
Yeah.
If you have access to services to ask for help, if you have the means or resources to even book an appointment, like counseling service or therapy, I don't know when you should say no to that. I read something
Yeah.
that the bravest thing you can do is to ask for help.
It
Um,
is.
right?
We tend to discredit people who ask for help
Mm,
because we see it as like a weakness and
yeah.
they show their vulnerability. But really, like if you need help, we can lower our pride and ask for help.
Mhm. But you know what? It's gonna turn out better when you do. Um, I like the one of the research-based interventions, healthy self-disclosure to a supportive person.
Mm.
I feel I I was a believer, believer of, or parang, yeah, a believer of, na parang let a person pour and pour and pour, and you're just there to listen. But when I read about this and I kind of looked back, I was like, was I really being helpful by allowing the person to ruminate? Kasi parang a supportive friend or a supportive person, they'd want you to stop ruminating, right? Or
I
what is
guess it
that thinking?
I guess it depends. Like if your friend sometimes there are friends who just want you to listen. But I guess since you're friends, you know when your friend would need the interruption and when they would need you to be like the friend who listens.
That's fair. Okay. Well, you're okay. Just kidding.
Isabel, you did great.
Okay. Uh, but yeah, this is that talaga. I think that's important to have that self-disclosure to a supportive person. Yeah, that's it. Before I ruminate, where are we going now?
Stop, stop.
There you go. No, but I really realized that while I was tapping this down, I was like, oh nga no, Meryn doesn't make me ruminate. Yeah, because you're just like, and then move on. It's healthy. It's healthy that way because I don't know what will benefit the person if they keep ruminating or worrying. Yeah. So we've been going on for more than an hour and we have to go now. So yeah, thanks for reaching this point. Thanks for listening. Thanks for reaching episode 9. If you think that this podcast helps you in any way, or if you enjoy it in any way, oh, we'd love if you could share it to people you know. Yeah, if you could give us a like, a share, and share your thoughts with us as well. Feel free to send us a message. Like what Meryn said, if you want copies of the research studies or video we mentioned in this episode, send us a message and help us grow on social media. We'd love that. Follow us on Spotify, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Just Two Seeds.
Yep, thank you very much for listening to episode 9. And we really do appreciate it when you send us messages that you've been listening to our podcast. So thank you very much. Keep sending those messages. And I've been Merynn,
And I've been Isabelle.
and this has been Just Two Seeds.
Stay rooted
Stay growing.
and keep blooming wherever you are planted.